like it's that way for any type of venue now. It's like the prices are just through the fucking roof.
It is. It's very expensive. Speaking of like shows or whatever, we looked at we were going somewhere yesterday, and Peter Gabriel came on, and I was like, man, I would kill to go to a Peter Gabriel concert.
No.
Like that would be sick. And so I was looking up to see if he like still tours, and like he started a big one like in May of this year, and he went all over the world. Like he hit everywhere. And like his final like 5 shows were in the States, but they were like all like West Coast, and like one in New York and like one in Chicago, I think. But like the final show that was in Los Angeles, general admission was like $600. Yeah. And then there was that concert that came through recently with it was Metallica, Megadeth, and somebody else.
Oh yeah.
And general admission was like $1,100.
No.
For that show.
I'll listen to it.
And
on
they sold that fucker out.
Spotify.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. People are just willing to drop that kind of cash.
Yeah.
Especially like you're not even talking about like a festival where it's like days worth of music. You're talking about like
if it
one
was,
night.
Yeah.
Even still, then like that's steep for like a festival.
That's expensive. Like I would have a hard time like justifying that cost. Like if I went to a festival with all those bands,
and that's just like, admission.
It was 3 and 4 days, and like plus like my total expenses, like after flight, hotel, food, and all that, equaled $1,100. I'd be fucking sick that I spent that much. Right. But $1,100 on just to get in? No. I'm not doing that.
For like one night worth of music, like 6 hours worth of music.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No. I mean, there's people out there who can do that, and kudos to them. Yeah. And there are probably people out there who can't do that and still did that. I hope you make better financial decisions.
Were they doing it like at they do it one like I'm assuming they didn't do it at like the Masquerade or the Tabernacle.
No, I think it was at like Phillips Arena or something.
Yeah. At least that's the nice thing about the Masquerade and the Tabernacle is like at least like the prices comparatively are more affordable. Yeah. And you even have some decent bands come through. I think like a couple of months ago, like Chevelle came through. Oh, that would like the Tabernacle cool and everything. Them. Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll jump on the website to kind of see what's going on as far as like who's coming through. And I think earlier this year they had, who was it? It was Seven Dust. Yeah. And like 2 other like late 2000s like bands had come through there. I remember who it was.
Was it who's the Crossfade?
Yeah, Crossfade.
Yeah. Did you see that thing I posted on the Facebook page? It was like, why does every 2000s band have a guy that looks like this?
And when I saw that, my first thought was the guy from Hoobastank. Yeah. And then the rapper from Linkin Park. Yeah.
my immediate thought was Crossfade.
Yeah, Crossfade, and then Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, absolutely Breaking Benjamin. I mean, like, here's the picture. Look at every single member of that fucking band.
Oh, yeah. Old butt rock.
Yeah. Looking back at me. Yeah.
Are they the ones that did Glycerine?
No, that's Bush.
Oh, Bush. Yeah, that's Bush.
And I hate Bush. I can't stand that band.
No.
I cannot stand that band.
There was like a bunch of... And we talk about this all the time. I'm going to talk about it again, so fuck it. It's our podcast. I'll do it all.
Yeah, I'm the one with the
mic. Yeah. There's like all, like in the 90s, you really don't see it anymore. It's like the 90s like had all these like, I wouldn't say one-hit wonders, but I mean, they only put out like a couple of songs. Yeah. Like Finger 11.
Yeah. Paralyzer.
Yeah, Paralyzer in there. They had one other one. Oh, shit. What was it?
The only one I could think of from them was Paralyzer.
Yeah. That's because everybody played it all the time. It was my ringtone on my phone.
Like you drove everybody insane with that fucking ringtone.
The funny thing is, I didn't really even like that song. Yeah. That's like the only thing I could think of.
You just couldn't be asked to change it.
Yeah. I remember when they were like, yeah, you can put songs on your phone and have it as your ringtone. Yeah. And they're like, what do you want? I was like, duh.
Paralyzer.
Paralyzer. Like, okay.
I remember.
That's probably like the only person that bought that ringtone.
They got like 3 cents of royalties off of it. Me and Mary were talking about this yesterday. Apparently, Taylor Swift is now a billionaire. Her net worth has broken to the billions. And, I don't listen to Taylor Swift. This is not my thing. It's not for me, obviously. Yeah. It's for white women. Yeah. Just be honest, that's who it's for.
For millennial white women.
Yeah, it's who it's for. And it's fine. And it has sold a lot. But I recognize that Taylor Swift busts her ass.
No.
Like, that girl works very hard.
I don't like them pushing that she came from nothing. That is not the case.
Yeah.
Her dad was a hedge fund manager.
Yeah. And he bought her way into like country music or whatever.
Yeah, she's a very hard worker.
She absolutely is a hard worker, but she definitely had a little bit of help breaking into that scene. And it doesn't hurt that she's pretty.
Right.
If she was ugly, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about her.
It's not like she looks like, what was that woman that was on Britain's Got Talent? She's like this ugly woman, but she like sang opera really well.
You talking about Susan Boyle?
Yeah, Susan Boyle.
I dreamed a dream. Those shows were kind of funny because somebody that I worked with at the Mexican restaurant, she could sing really well, and she went and auditioned for America's Got Talent, or what is it? American Idol. I'm sorry. They were holding auditions here or whatever. And she went and did it, and I was asking her about it, like, what was it like? What was the process like? And she was like, you get vetted so much.
No.
They were like, you have to sing in front of like 4 or 5 panels.
Really?
Before you even get to Simon Cowell and Paula Abdul and whoever. And when she told me that, I was like, that
like
makes a lot of sense.
Like, I'm going to sing, pow, pow, pow.
Yeah, that. But like, they're also probably scouting for people who make good TV.
Yeah.
That's why William Hung was able to get in front of those judges. Yeah. But you know what? He made an album, so.
Yeah. Was he from West Georgia?
Yeah.
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 He made all that money.
Don't disrespect the Hung.
Are you saying like there's like a bunch of panels they have to go through?
Yeah, you have to sing like for several different like groups.
Yeah. So they don't want somebody that can, like, you're the best out of your friend group. They're like, man, I don't give a fuck about that. Well, like, you need to be like top tier.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're sending the people that they're sending to the actual show are people who legitimately can sing extremely well and people who are fun to laugh at on TV. Yeah. That's who's getting sent along.
Right.
If you're just like an average guy with an average story who can averagely sing, you're not getting on the show.
And my name's Mike. I'm an accountant. Yeah. And I sing in my car sometimes.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like mediocre. Like, that wasn't bad,
that wasn't
I guess.
bad. Wasn't awful. I mean, it didn't blow my dick off. But then you think about, like, when you watch the show, it's thousands of people.
It's still a lot of people.
It's still a lot of people. Like, the people who get past that initial screening process is still a large amount of individuals.
Well, I mean, I guess you don't want just like a bunch of random people coming off the street. Yeah. Because then you just have like a bunch of homeless people like meandering
about.
Yeah. Like coming there like, who are you? They just like lay down and start sleeping.
Some guy chewing. Doing that catching butterflies. Doing that thing.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, although they make it seem as if they're like, come one, come all.
Yeah,
like,
that's definitely not the case. And if I had to guess, it's probably the same. It's probably the same thing for America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah.
Which I that show in particular I really like.
Well, it's because you don't know what they're going to do.
Because it's a variety. Right. It's a variety of things. And it's like, that would be a cool show to go see a live taping of.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that being said, I really dislike when the winner is a singer.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's already a show for you.
Right.
Like, this show is for, like, magicians and dancers and comedians and all that kind of stuff. Whatever else. Like, there's already a whole thing for singing.
Right.
Go do that one. I like all the people who are, like, obviously, like, plants.
Oh, yeah.
Like the archer guy.
Oh yeah.
Some of that stuff is like there's no way that they would allow Simon Cowell to get shot at with an arrow if they didn't know they didn't know ahead of time what was going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. They wouldn't do that.
It's like shoots him right through the heart. Fuck you, Simon.
He's just people screaming and running away.
That makes for good television.
He's firing indiscriminately into the crowd like Legolas. I like to see yeah, so it's the solo singers is what I hate it when they get on the show or whatever, but I do like to see like bands. Mm-hmm. Like a fucking garage band will get out there and kill it. And it's like that's cool to see them kind of even if they don't they don't win. That is a lot of exposure.
Right.
Lots of people just saw your band and heard your name and saw your faces and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, like you're like a hard rock or like metal band, and everybody's gonna be like, "You're a fucking sellout."
Yeah,
we're not ever come see one of your shows again.
Yeah.
You need to be down here in the muck and never and never make anything out of yourself.
You need to starve with us.
I swear, like the most pretentious fucking like fandom has got to be like small, like in like obscure metal bands.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the most
absolutely
most pretentious fucking people I have ever fucking seen.
Anybody, like if you ask anybody who is like a self-described metal fan what they think of Slaughter to Prevail and Alex Terrible,
no,
they'll shit themselves because they are so upset they have done well for themselves.
No,
and I just don't get that. I still listen to their music.
Yeah.
Like, I have like 5 Slaughter to Prevail songs on my workout playlist.
Well, it's like people like I'll see it on Reddit like all the time. Like I'll have like a metal
I'm
like
banned
subreddit.
on Reddit again.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. This is number 5, I think.
But like the people will get on there and somebody will be like, they'll be like, "Oh, what do you think of like animals as leaders?" They're like, "They're not real metal. What's math metal?" Like, and it's like fucking. This is a fucking circle jerk, is what it is.
If it's not what I like, then it's not good.
Yeah. I was like, "Fuck, y'all are worse than like movie critics."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Like metal critics and metal fans are, like you said, the most pretentious.
Oh yeah.
And just I hate them.
Like if you could like take a metal fan and like shave all their greasy hair off, and then give them like a shitty handlebar mustache and stick like suspenders and like a stupid fucking bowler hat on them, then you have a movie critic.
A movie critic. I like how your idea of a movie critic is like Walter and Waldorf, like from the fucking Sesame Street or whatever it is, the Muppets.
It's like imagine
like up in the balcony.
Let's imagine like them wearing like a stupid fucking bow tie and like suspenders.
It was a Gene Shalit.
Yeah. And then like going to like drinking IPA afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, you suck.
You do suck. I love to see the disparity between critic reviews and audience reviews.
Like on Rotten Tomatoes?
Especially when it's like something that kind of threatens the status quo of what cinema is supposed to be.
Right.
If it's like this very like self-involved, like, pretentious whatever film, the critics, of course, they applaud it. And then, like, the audience score is like, this is a fucking boring movie.
Right.
But then the Five Nights at Freddy movie came out, and it has, like, an 89% audience score and, like, a 30% critic score. Because if you don't know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's, that movie is not going to fucking matter to you.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Why would you ever go and see it? So I just imagine, like, some fucking crusty old movie critic walked into the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. He's like, what is this? There's, like, all these 6-year-olds all around him. Freddy Fazbear!
Well, it's like, I think, was it the Mario movie that came out that like had really bad like critic scores?
Yes.
It's like, It's like, it's a fucking Mario movie.
It's a fucking Mario movie.
It's a Mario movie. Like, what do you, was this Citizen Kane? What do you think it's,
Rosebud.
What do you think's going on?
Yeah, I watched that not long ago. And mainly because I was just curious.
Dumb.
What is a Mario movie like? It's like I've lived for 31 years and there's never been a Mario movie done. I'm not counting the live action one. That was a totally separate thing. So I watched it and I was like, that's exactly what it needed to be.
Right.
And there was no like, I was really curious what they were going to do with Princess Peach and that how much of like a girl boss they were going to make her. But they didn't really. No. They're like, Peach is just capable of, whatever.
No. But it wasn't like at the expense of Mario.
It wasn't exactly right. Yeah, it wasn't at the expense of anyone else. She was like, I guess it's weird to, kind of delve this deep into fucking Princess Peach, but like, she was capable without having to put anyone else down.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of people fuck up when they're like writing these characters.
Right.
Like your strong woman or whatever character. No. It's like, it's entirely possible for her to be strong and capable of her own merit, rather than her being strong and capable in spite of the existence of the men around her.
Well, it's sort of like it's sort of be like you going to work, and instead of just doing a good job and proving that you're capable of doing a good job, like you actively sabotage the other employees that you work with while doing a shitty job.
Yeah,
that's essentially.
So they're shittier than you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you seem better.
Yeah, it's like it's not that I'm really a good employee. It's just that I'm a less shitty employee.
I'm less shitty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the movie was really good, and it was impressive too on a technical level.
Oh yeah,
like visually, there were several shots in that movie. I was like, God, this is like these graphics have come a long, long way. No. And I'm like, I can't imagine what it was like trying to render this fucking thing.
No, they did a good job with like fan service too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So that like had Charles Martinet being in there, and yeah, and there was a lot of like
They like the old school, like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff kind of peppered in through there. One thing they did kind of rub me the wrong way was they used the DK rap from Donkey Kong 64.
Oh yeah.
When they introduced Donkey Kong, but they didn't credit Grant Kirkhope with it.
Oh, did they not?
Yeah, it's like in the credits it just says DK rap from Donkey Kong 64. And it's like that's kind of slimy because Grant Kirkhope is the one who wrote that song.
Right.
Like he did all the music for like all those old Rareware games. So like Donkey Kong 64 was a Rareware game.
Yeah.
And so was Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. And he did all the music for those. And Conker's Bad Fur Day. So he did a lot for Nintendo. And they just kind of fucking waved their hand. I don't know.
Wasn't there, because I remember at one point, I think it was with the Switch, they were talking about getting like 64 games like onto the Switch, and there was an issue with some of the Rareware games where it's like they didn't own the licensing to it, or there was like an argument over.
Yeah, well, Microsoft owns Banjo-Kazooie. No, I'm sorry, Microsoft owns Rareware.
Oh, do they?
They own Rareware, which sucks because there's a lot of of properties under Rareware that a lot of people really like. Like, for instance, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
And
Donkey Kong 64.
Donkey Kong 64.
Specifically, that was an amazing game. I loved that as a kid.
Well, I loved it as a kid, but have you ever watched like anybody review the game? People do not like it. Like really? It's criticized heavily. But a lot of the things that they criticize are fair points.
Is it criticized in comparison with today's games, or is it just
it's fair under the lens of when it came out? At least all the ones that I've seen.
No. So, like, in comparison to, like, Mario 64, which...
Yeah.
I think that game probably still holds up.
I think Mario 64, anywhere that game falls short is really only because of technical limitations at the time.
Right.
Like, the biggest thing that people complain about, so like in that game, like you hop into a painting, and you go and you do the thing, and you grab the star.
Right.
And it kicks you out of the painting, and you gotta get back in.
Right.
They didn't have the technology to change the level on the fly.
Right.
Like while you're in there, like
so
you
they
have
to
to
do
kick you out
reset.
so they can reload it and get it, and whatever. Whereas, a little later on when you had games like Banjo-Kazooie, for instance, you go into the little world or whatever, and everything's already there. Everything that you can do is already loaded in.
Right.
And so you just run about and do your thing. You don't get kicked out of the game or whatever.
Right.
But, that was their first foray into a 3D game.
Right.
And they knocked it out of the fucking park.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the sheer scope and size of that game, there's a lot there. For a fucking Nintendo 64 game, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's impressive. For the time that it came out, it's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, even, like, if you look, like, at them going from, like, Super Nintendo, where you had, like, Mario Brothers game, like Super Mario.
Yeah.
And then comparatively towards going into, like, Mario 64 was the first release with that console.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think the game came with the console.
Yeah.
So you see, like, that, and the world is massive comparatively to a 2D, like, scroller.
Yeah.
And then you also have Donkey Kong 64, another massive game.
Large game, yeah.
Large game. And then you have Ocarina of Time, massive game.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
If you look back at it now, they seem cramped, but at the time that was
right.
Yeah.
And then there was, what was the other Zelda game that came out? Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask,
which was larger than
Ocarina was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they the thing about Nintendo is like they have a lot of reverence for their properties.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like you don't really see that with as much with anybody else, and not even just in video games, like in with movies and TV shows and things. Like Nintendo has a lot of love for what has made them what they are.
Right.
Like a good example is, so Banjo-Kazooie comes out, and then the sequel comes out like 2-3 years later, Banjo-Tooie. And then there's nothing for a long time, like 13, 14 years. Nothing. Nobody's heard anything. During the middle of all that, Microsoft bought Rareware. So now Nintendo doesn't have those properties anymore. And then they advertise that there's a new Banjo-Kazooie game coming out. So, of course, like all the, millennials and boomers are like, oh, fuck yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. Like, you kids don't know about Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. And it comes out. And it's Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and I don't know if you know anything about that game.
Mm-mm.
But instead of it being a open-world platformer game that the other two were, it's a quote-unquote open-world game where you build cars, and you have to drive them around in these big unfinished worlds that they didn't do anything with. It was like kind of the first like instance of like modern gaming, where like it was kind of unfinished, and they just meandered about. They didn't have any kind of real direction with it.
Right.
And so it was like they dug up his corpse and pissed on it, and then wondered why we didn't like that.
Yeah, it's just like, and it's been a long time since I've actually kind of played. Number one, I don't have the fucking time anymore, and number two, I don't trust the developers anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just like modern games just seem fucking. They just seem just lazy, just laziness. It's laziness on the part of the developers, or maybe it's too bureaucratic. I don't know what it is.
I think
it's
the bureaucracy,
but
I really think that's what it is.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they got going on, but they got to get it fixed.
And it's all very samey.
Oh yeah.
Every game feels like every other game. Like if you ever hear anybody like kind of explain like, oh, have you played this game yet? And you're like, no, and they're like, oh, it's like this game but with this, and it's like everything's just kind of like a mishmash of everything else. Like, I downloaded Cyberpunk while I was at home, with COVID or whatever. And I probably played like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
No.
And I uninstalled it and requested a refund. Just because...
Is it still buggy?
So, I didn't really see a whole lot of bugs.
Yeah.
I didn't see like a lot of graphical issues, and then I have a first generation Xbox One, so I mean, it ran as well as it could on that.
No.
So I was prepared to give it a pass because the game wasn't really optimized for that console. But I just like there's so many little things that like they just kind of piled up. Like number one, I couldn't change the text size.
No.
And that's such a big thing because like I'm not sitting 5 feet away from my TV.
Right.
I can't read that shit from
I'm
here.
getting older. My eyesight's getting progressively worse.
Terrible eyes.
Yeah.
Like, I should be able to, like, I was able to increase the size of, like, the subtitles when people are speaking.
No.
But, like, in the in-game menu, I couldn't read anything.
No.
I was like, I can't see that from here.
No.
And I was like, well, that's annoying. And then I got, like, you know, I got to the first instance of where, like, you level up and you choose a perk or whatever. And I was like, I just do not have it in me to learn another UI.
No.
I just don't.
No.
Like, have you ever, like, started a new game and, like, you bring up, like, the item menu or something, and it's, like, all of these, like, branching menus, and, like, there's, like, a squiggly wheel over here, and you're just like, I can't with this.
I can't with this.
Like, I don't have the time or the energy to learn this right now.
Right. It's like, I don't want to have to spend the amount of time it would take to get an associate's degree in order to learn.
Yeah.
In order to learn
how just to play this game.
Your level up menu.
Yeah. One of the worst instances is, and I love this game, but one of the worst instances, or the first times that I felt like that way, was Borderlands 2. Like, you know, you're playing along or whatever, and you get, like, your first, like, level up, and you get to choose a point, you know, take your skill point and put in a thing or whatever. And I bring up that menu, and I'm just like, what am I looking at? It's so busy, and like, just, and it kind of fits the theme of the game, because the game's kind of that way anyway.
No.
But it was like, at the same time, like, you can't let your style get in the way of the user experience.
Right.
Like, I would prefer, like, if I was playing a game like, say, Cyberpunk or whatever, and, like, you get like a level up point, and it's literally just like a scroll list of what do you want, rather than this funky looking thing, you know, like, oh, look at all, like, the graphical glitches in our, you know, the text is this fucking big.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, I get what you're going for here.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
Yeah, but it's straining my eyes.
Yeah. I remember the first time I played Skyrim. I remember, like, going into the level up menu.
Oh, where it's like the constellations?
Yeah. And I was like, well, this is nice. And I was like, I kept scrolling. It just kept fucking going.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, this is too much.
I was like, I don't know how to play this game.
I have 1 point. Yeah. There's like 1,000 options. Like, am I going to fucking pigeonhole myself into the playing some horrible style? I'm trying to pull up let's see if I can pull up a picture of what the level up menu of that game looks like. Okay, first of all, here's a good example. That's what the item menu looks like your inventory.
Yeah.
What a fucking nightmare. What a busy, cluttered nightmare that is.
I don't like that at all.
So it's like, I got to sit there for 5 minutes, like, okay, that is for this, and you're like, oh, well, what are skull coins? I haven't even come across that yet. You're like, what is all this shit?
There's something to be said for, like, simplicity with some of that stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, I understand, especially, like, with, like, modern gaming.
Yeah.
Like, you want to,
modern gaming TM.
Yeah, TM is that you want to have, like, you want it to be, like, more realistic and lifelike as to what somebody, like, might encounter if they have, like, a fucking AI chip drilled into their fucking skull. Yeah. And it's just like, well, that just wants something easy. Like,
it still has to be playable.
Yeah. It's like, look, I've been working all day. I just want to sit down and enjoy myself for an hour.
It's like, I'm not trying to learn another program.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I look like? That's like, I don't play games for a living.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this.
That's why I always really enjoyed, or why I really appreciate a good UI. Like, something that's easy to navigate. It makes sense the moment you look at it. You're just like, okay, all that makes perfect sense.
I was like, who are they? They have to be talking with somebody about this. They have to have a panel of people.
Well, yeah, there's obviously
giving feedback.
People who, like, I would imagine that there are people whose job it is to design a user interface.
Right.
Matter of fact, we kind of talked about this a little bit because, the Modern Warfare 2 remake came out like 2 years ago or something. And one of the biggest gripes that people had was the user interface for that game. Yeah. It was like, it's clunky and it's hard to navigate. And it was rows of tiles that scrolled up and down like a streaming service. No. And then we came to find out that the people who worked on Hulu's user interface are the ones that designed the one for Modern Warfare.
Yeah, they're just like, we'll take that from here and stick it over here.
Yeah. Spell my name right on the check, I'm going home.
Like you're like Full House. It's like links to Hulu. You're like, fuck.
Like you might also like, every now and then I'll go and like download old games. I don't really play new games anymore. I just keep downloading shit I've already played. And I downloaded the first Modern Warfare 2, the one that came out like, whenever that was, 2011, 12. And the UI when you open that game it's segmented into 3 pieces. First of all, like as soon as the game opens, the user interface is 3 things you can choose from.
Yeah. It's
multiplayer, campaign, or Spec Ops.
Yeah.
That is so simple.
Right.
And there's like a little blurb that just kind of describes what it is.
Right.
Under the campaign, it says solo single player story. Multiplayer is like online competitive.
Right.
Spec Ops is like special levels, whatever. And then you click on campaign, you get like 4 options. It's like load game, new game, continue.
Right.
It's not this overcomplicated fucking mess.
Right.
It's exactly what it needs to be and nothing else.
Right.
And there's a lot to be said for that. And that game is very stylized, but in the game.
Right.
Not in the fucking menu that I'm trying to figure out how to get to.
I just want something simple.
Yeah.
I don't need anything fucking crazy. It's like, it was like I said, it's like, are you not in beta testing? Are you not asking
any
questions
feedback
about your UI or anything?
Well, they don't really do beta testing anymore like they used to, I don't think. I think that, of course they have people who do like quality control or whatever, and like game testers, like there are people whose job it is to walk around in the game and bump into every object and press every combination of buttons just to make sure there's no bugs. What a fucking nightmare that sounds like.
You like video games? You'll hate them after this.
Yeah, you'll hate it after this. But
I wonder what people who do that for a living do other than play video games.
Well, they can't go home
they don't
and
want to go home and play video games. They go home like smoke crack.
It's like you see that meme that was like, it was like, when I'm at work, I'm looking at the bad screen, and when I'm at home, I'm looking at the good screen. But a lot of what a lot of beta testing stuff a lot of that quality assurance and quality control and everything is done in the beta testing, where you think about like Halo 3's beta when it came out.
They had that out for a long time, didn't they?
Yeah, and that game was almost done anyway.
Yeah.
So the reason that they sent the beta test out was to get feedback from the players about what they might want in the game.
Right.
It wasn't to send it out and say, okay, how fucked up is it?
Right.
And that's what they've been doing.
Right.
Like, Battlefield 2042 came out, and it was a fucking shit show.
No.
It was awful. There was like, you could be like running along or whatever, and then like another player character across the map, for some reason his player model is scaled up 240%, so there's this giant man running around and everybody can see it. They're like, what is that? And there like wasn't a scoreboard. There wasn't like
No.
Yeah,
it was like, come on, what are we doing here?
It's not like you don't have money.
Right.
You're a several $1 billion a year industry.
Right.
You're the largest entity in entertainment media.
Right.
We know that you have the money. So what are we doing?
Well, it's sort of like the people that are in charge. They don't actually give a fuck about the product. They're just trying to make money.
Yeah, and that's why I agree that I think the bureaucracy is where all that's going wrong. And I want to say that that same issue translates to movies as well. And we had made mention a few times on the podcast that movies these days kind of seem like just a compromise of everybody's stupid ideas rather than one person's vision. And have you seen the new South Park? I've
heard
the Panderstone.
Yeah, the Panderverse or whatever. Yeah, Into the Panderverse.
Into the Panderverse. Yeah. It's an episode or a special about how everybody and everything is being replaced with diverse women.
Yeah.
And at the helm of the whole thing is Kathleen Kennedy, of course, who is CEO of Lucasfilms, Star Wars. I feel like Matt and Trey kind of missed the mark on that one because people reacted poorly to the pandering.
No.
The pandering was not a reaction to people's poor reactions.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not a which came first kind of situation here. Nobody was upset that there was going to be a girl Jedi.
No. We
were just happy to have Star Wars back.
Right.
And we were happy that we had something after all these years.
Right.
What we didn't like was the fact that it was soulless.
Right.
and hollow. And so when people started complaining about that, they just immediately turned on the fan base and started calling everybody a racist, sexist, bigot, fascist, Nazi, whatever, right-wing, MAGA, just all their favorite little buzzwords, you know.
Well, it's sort of like, I remember like seeing the first movie, I was like, okay. I was like, there's some stuff that we need to improve on. I was like, however, as a whole, I don't think the movie was bad. As like I
don't think it was bad at all.
Yeah, I was like, I think they've set themselves up for success. Especially, at the time, I was like, Kylo Ren's character, I was like, we can do something with this here. As like in the Snoke seemed like it was an interesting character.
Yeah.
And killed him in the second movie.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Just so they could bring Palpatine back.
Yeah. Like the whole thing was just...
Well, the reason that they did that was because they were going to bring J.J. Abrams back to direct the third one.
No.
And Rian Johnson was the one who did the second one. And so he like fucked up a bunch of shit in the like contiguous lore.
No.
So that J.J. Abrams would have to fix it all in the third movie.
He's like, fuck you. I wonder if it was his idea to have Kylo Ren stand there with his...
Oh, yeah. Ben Swallow.
That's how one it was like. It's like when I was 4 years old, and came in to tell my parents that I pissed the bed. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, when I saw the first movie, I was like, okay, there's something here.
Yeah.
I was like, they've done an okay job. I was like, I think that the entry into the trilogy is much better than the entry into the prequels.
The prequels, yeah.
Like the first movie in the prequels was fucking boring as shit.
Yeah.
I was like, for the most part, the villains in those movies kind of saved the movie.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like Count Dooku and Darth Maul,
like Darth Maul was the most interesting character. Like he came on screen, I was like, oh fuck, this dude's here to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And then Kylo Ren, like when he stopped the blaster,
but you never did again.
Yeah. Everybody was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like that was a cool shot in that movie, and then he just turned into a big fucking crybaby.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much to complain about with it because it's so upsetting because it should have and could have been a slam dunk for Disney.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like, like we said, they had the money and the resources and the ability to do it the right way. I just don't understand why they didn't. Especially after all the money they spent acquiring the property.
Right.
Wasn't it like $2.5 billion or some shit?
No.
That's not fucking chump change. That's a lot of money.
Well, they missed such a grand opportunity to wrap up Luke's story and then have him train... What was her name?
Ray.
Yeah. Like, they had an opportunity there to really do some cool stuff with that second movie, and they just didn't do any of it.
Yeah. It's because they didn't have a vision. It was just a panel of board of directors members panel thing. They all got together in their suits, and they had their stodgy little lunch, and they just said, how much of this can we market and make everybody fucking hate it.
Well, yeah, it just seems like that seems to be the direction that everybody kind of goes now. It's just like they're trying to look for the safest opportunity to like market to the masses is essentially what it is.
And it makes everything very samey.
Yeah. It's just like very formulaic.
Stuff doesn't really stand out anymore. Like there's not like, Not that I really watch a whole lot of TV.
I mostly just watch YouTube now. Like, I just find stuff that I find interesting on YouTube, and I'll go watch that.
There's like a lot of movies that come out. It just like, oh, that seems like that other movie. Like, right. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny you mentioned YouTube because I was going through and I was deactivating like recurring charges and stuff.
No.
And I was like, I don't need to be paying for YouTube Premium. What am I doing? And I canceled the subscription, and like I was able to have it up until like the 27th of this month.
No.
I got one Clash of Clans ad.
You're like, fuck
and I
this.
Reactivated it. I was like, fucking $20 a month is worth it. They never have to see another fucking ad.
Yeah, I mean, that's what... And I think one of the reasons why I like YouTube so much is it's individual creators that aren't beholden to somebody telling them what they have.
Yeah, some board of directors or
Well, it's like people have creative... They have the ability to go and create what they want to create, and you can find whatever it is that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's like I have all different kinds of people that I watch. There's like independent news journalists that I watch, and then there's like a guy and his dad, and they run a machine shop, and they like bore out like valves on like old engines, and they like rebuild them. Yeah. There's like all this different stuff that I watch.
Stuff that I want to see.
Yeah, stuff I want to see.
It's always funny, like when there is a trend that catches on in Hollywood, because sorry, I'm trying to pop my neck. There was like a year there where everything was exosuits, exoskeletons.
No,
you know, like mech suits people that were in.
No,
like there was Elysium with Matt Damon.
No,
which is like a thinly veiled anti-rich people movie.
No,
and then there was what's that one with Tom Cruise?
Where he's like
Edge of Tomorrow,
which
is a really good movie.
I thought it was a good movie. I watched it on the plane for the first time. Like, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a decent movie. And then there was a lot of video games were coming out there at the same time where people had like exoskeletons and stuff like that. So there's like a little thing that kind of came through, but probably no greater example of that than zombies. When zombies kicked back up.
Oh yeah.
Everything was fucking zombies.
Yeah, as soon as The Walking Dead became a thing, everybody's like, man, that's the ticket.
Yeah. See what you're doing here with the dead man.
It's like some guy with like a cigar and like some big fat guy wearing a top hat.
Yeah, he's like straight out of one of those like political cartoons. You know, where they're like sitting back like this, like their belly's hanging out. Yeah, I don't know. I miss when people were passionate about what they were creating.
Right. Like I said, that's what you get with YouTube.
That's what you get with YouTube. Yeah.
It's like, and you know what? Sometimes they'll make a video, you're like, I'm not really feeling it. It's like, it's a swing and a miss. It happens. It's like, but at the same time, it's like you find some really good stuff on there that, you know, that was their idea that they cultivated and they brought to life.
Yeah. There's a guy I watch on YouTube called Odd Tinkering. And he's just this guy that he will just find old shit and fix it.
No.
Like he restores like old antique, like it could be anything, like old antique toaster.
No.
Or like a lamp or like a cast iron pan. And it's just cool to sit there and watch him like clean it and like do like an acid bath and like restore all the pock marks and everything and paint it up real nice.
No.
And that's all he does. And that's what I want to see. That's what I want to watch.
Right.
You know? It's not like this like weirdly high energy like reality TV show where he's like, today on the I'm gonna fix this lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck the patriarchy.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Seacrest. I hate white men. Want somebody coming to fuck my wife?
It's like every 5 minutes, like a woman comes by and kicks him in the balls.
Yeah. And then the credits roll, and all the producers are Jews. Well, I mean, a lot of YouTubers are guilty of that high energy thing too. You know what I mean? Like especially people who aren't yet established.
Yeah, like the YouTube family.
Yeah. Oh. Ugh. Yeah, them especially. But like, you know, YouTubers who are like, who kind of have already established themselves and have like a thing or whatever.
Right.
They're usually a little bit lower energy.
Right.
It's those channels that'll have like 5,000 to 6,000 subscribers, where they're like right in the mic, like, hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. And I always laugh when like the intro is like this crazy high energy like thing, and they're like screaming into the mic, and then like when they get into like the meat of the video, it's a totally different energy because they recorded it like a week later.
Right.
They were getting over a sickness or something.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be playing Blue for Blue, and then like it cuts to the gameplay. It's like, okay, so here in the It cracks me up.
Well, it's just this disingenuous.
Yeah, it is. It seems really disingenuous.
It's disingenuous, and like, I don't know. It feels like it's just like that kind of stuff. It feels like they're targeting children.
Yeah. Well,
because they're like, wacky.
Kids love that shit. They've always loved that shit. When we were kids, what were our commercials like?
Right.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing.
Well, it's sort of like, I've noticed this like with some of like the cringe channels that I watch, is that it seems like the ones like the ones where people are like doing like the anime shit, where they're like making like stupid fucking faces and shit. I'm like, that's called Junko posing. Yeah, I know what that's called. I fucking hate it. Like with emphasis on the F.
Such a visceral hatred for it.
Like, I can't fucking stand it. And then like somebody was like, they're doing that because they're trying to attract children to the channel.
Yeah,
it's like because children like these big like expressive displays.
Yeah.
And
lots of colors and
and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense.
This isn't for me
because number one, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Number two, it's also very concerning because this person seems like a sexual predator.
Yeah.
And then like number three, it's like when I was a kid, like they had like they're like, we're gonna slime somebody, and then, like they'd like dump fucking
just loud, colorful chaos.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Which, speaking of, like the other day, me and Allison were trying to like explain to Autumn like what Nickelodeon slime was.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I guess they don't really do it anymore.
I don't think so.
I don't
watch Nickelodeon. I don't know what they're doing over there.
I don't know what they're doing. Probably smelling feet.
And Dan Schneider's licking some 12-year-old actress's feet.
And so we were like trying to explain to her. We're like, your Uncle Aaron, like Nickelodeon came out to his school, like Glanton Heinzman, and they're like, they like slimed the principal, and your uncle got a pie in the face, and Autumn's like, okay, and
was it on TikTok?
Yeah. She was like, was it on Ryan?
Ryan.
That's another story. But we were like trying to explain to her, and I was like, here, let me like show you some old videos. And then they're like, we're standing there watching it, and she was like, I'm tired, I want to go to bed. And I was like, wah, wah, wah.
Oh, dang. Like, this was good shit. Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's kind of funny though, because I was showing her like some old commercials from like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like there was like one commercial. There was like the can of Chef Boyardee that like dropped off the shelf.
And like followed the little girl
home. And Autumn was like, "How's that can?"
Yeah.
But like there was like another one.
You're missing the subtext, Autumn.
Yeah. But there's like another one where it's called like a Doodle Bear.
Yeah. I remember Doodle Bear. Yeah.
So and they were like drawing on it. She was like, "I want one of those." Yeah. I was like, "I don't think they
don't make that anymore.
Like, that's not a thing anymore." Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's different now because there's so many independent people creating stuff for kids, where it used to be a very syndicated, very, corporate kind of a thing. Right. But they still allowed a lot
They really had to hide their pedophilia.
Yeah.
Now it's just out in the open.
Yeah, now it's on, any fucking YouTube channel. Could just be out to grab your kid. Like a lot of... it seems like every other week you turn around and another Minecraft YouTuber is convicted of pedophilia.
Yeah. That's what it's like. As much as don't fucking like Ryan, and I hate his family. It's like, at least I know that, like, I've sat down, like, unfortunately, have watched the content. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, just to make sure it's
sure it's fine. It's just stupid fucking, it's like the parents, like, playing with the fucking kids.
Yeah. And making millions and millions of dollars.
I was like, okay, at least, like, it's not.
Yeah.
Because she comes home, like, I still have, like, 3 hours of work I have to do.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
Yes.
Yeah.
She needs something to do.
Yeah, she needs something to do. Like, if Allison's not there, I was like, so we, like, pre-downloaded, like, there's, like, a channel for Roku just for Ryan. I was like, watch this or watch Blippi. Yeah. I was like, I got stuff I got to do. Yeah. And so it's like, at least, like, I know if I put that on, like, with YouTube Kids, there's a bunch of like weird fucking shit on there. Yeah. Right. So
it's not some guy who's like, don't tell your parents about what you're about to see.
Like, unzips his pants.
Yeah. Starts naring his asshole.
But it's like, at least, like, I've tried to do the best that I can. Yeah. To make sure to try to vet some of this.
Right, yeah. But that's a lot better than some people do. Right. Some people just hand their kids an iPad, just like whatever happens.
Yeah, good luck, kid.
Good luck. Don't get radicalized. Well, speaking of people acting cringy, we do have another Super Cringe Thursday post to get into, which, by the way, we're here recording our second episode that we promised in the last episode.
There you go.
So we and Wesley are literally 24 hours away from that previous recording.
Yeah. Yeah,
so this Super Cringe Thursday, why don't you tag this one since you're the one who sent it to me? You exposed me to this.
Oh, yeah.
Was this on Cringetopia?
Yeah.
Is that you found it? Yeah.
Yeah, Cringetopia Remastered. So this particular cringe, I guess you could maybe say that it's like furry related, furry adjacent.
Furry adjacent.
Yeah, furry adjacent cringe. Yeah. And it's a person that has green hair.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Green. Yeah, of course. Why not? Yeah. And then, like, blue eyeshadow, very
fake fangs in, right?
Yeah, fake fangs, like very androgynous. Yeah. I can't really tell what the
slightest idea
what the
this
sex
thing
of
is.
this person is. And they're acting. Well, they're not speaking. It was like some stupid music, like playing over the top of the video.
And the subtitles.
And the subtitles are popping up to, like, let you know what's going on.
Right.
And they have, like, a fucking collar on, and they're dressed like as a dog person, I'm assuming.
God.
And they're like, it's like you find me in the woods, and they're like, it's these stupid fucking hands, and then
you find me in the woods,
or whatever, like back behind a dumpster behind the Applebee's or something. I don't fucking know. And so
you obliterate me with buckshot. You field dress me.
And so, like, they're like, you bring me home, and it's like talking about what this person would encounter if somebody was to take them in as a pet. Yeah. And then it was like, and then you start abusing me, and it's like all these, like,
just the faces and the pantomiming is just
it's difficult to explain,
and it's difficult to watch,
and it's very difficult to watch. But it's just, what the fuck is up with these people these days, where it's just like they have
no shame.
Well, there's, like, no shame, and there's also, like, this weird, like, need to be an animal. What the fuck is this? What is going on? Like, it's fucking mental illness.
It's all the hormones in the food. It's gotta be.
Because I was thinking about this the other day, where people were like, they're like, you should treat trans people with respect because they're still people. It's like, well, yeah, because
fair point. Yeah.
It's like they identify as a female that feels like they're a male. Yeah. It's like, I don't have to do that with these people. Yeah. It's like, because they don't want to be identified as a human. Yeah. So I just have to treat you with,
I should treat them like an animal.
I should treat them like an animal.
That's how they want to be treated.
Yeah. It's just like I'm done with you. Like, take this person to, like, Butters to a fucking
to a vet. Drop him off.
Woof woof woof.
Just kick him out on the side of the road.
Throw a fucking
go get the stick, boy.
Yeah, throw a ninja star in his eye. I don't get, like, is this? I would ask if it's something that the younger generation is doing, but it looks like there's people fucking my age doing this.
They were doing it back when we were younger. I mean, it's like specifically furries have been around. I think like since the 40s. Yeah, like it goes way, way back. There is a I've mentioned this YouTube channel a couple times on the show, but it's called Down the Rabbit Hole. And that guy, he does a video on furries specifically, and he's very detailed about like kind of where the movement came from, and it started with like a comic strip in like the 1940s with like talking animals.
Yeah.
Which I guess up until that point,
Garfield.
Yeah, like even before like proto Garfield.
Yeah.
Like even before that, it was just. People really enjoyed these anthropomorphized talking animals.
No.
It was like the first time they'd ever seen anything like that. So there were people who were big fans of that. And then like 80 years later, it is what it is today.
Yeah, it has fucking devolved.
Yeah. It has corrupted.
Yeah.
But like, back when the internet was like 4 legitimate websites and a billion chat rooms.
No.
There was furries back then, and they would have internet sex with one another, pretending to be animals. And yeah, there was a I can't remember the name.
Buying girlfriend.
Yeah. Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that picture of a Captain America saying "Hail Hydra"? And like people were like memeing on it as like whatever the thing was, but the opposite. And somebody did a version of like the RuneScape default guy saying "selling girlfriend." But yeah, so like it's been going on for a long time, and the crazy thing is there's a lot of money in it. An insane amount of money. Like people who draw furry porn, like make multiple $100,000s a year doing that.
It's like especially with the Cringetopia thing, it's like I scroll by, and like I'll just see like most of it's just furry shit.
Yeah, a lot of it's furry shit.
Yeah,
yeah, because it is cringy.
Yeah, it's just like what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah,
I specifically remember we had a guy. When I was in A school, they had a furry convention in Chicago.
Yeah.
And this dude put on his fucking furry suit and walked off the fucking quarterdeck.
Wait, he was on the ship in his first suit?
No, it wasn't the ship. So in A school, it was a building, but they called it a quarterdeck to like get you ready for like the fleet, right? Yeah. And so he was like permission to go ashore like with the fucking like furry suit on. And somebody's like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm going to the convention." And they're like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, get out of my fucking face before I hurt you. Yeah. It's such a visceral reaction to seeing that shit because it's so unnatural. Like there's a part of you that just wants to ape out and just start hitting it until it goes away. You're like,
like shit in your hand.
I was about to say. You do that munching thing where they're like.
Oh god.
Why is it always dogs too? It's always dogs.
Yeah, it's always dogs.
Nobody's ever like a furry, like a monkey, or like
which is concerning the amount of dog ownership in this country.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of people in the furry fandom who will, to their dying breath, insist that it is not a sexual thing. And I do not believe that, because I have seen what you people are like and what you do when you get around one another.
You're a bunch of fucking degenerates.
Yeah, I mean, but the money in it, that's the thing that gets me, is just how lucrative it is as a business. Like, if you just have no scruples and no soul, you can just make so much money off these people. Like it's like, where are these people getting this money? That's a good question because I have no idea. Like, how do you have that kind of money to spend on this fucking thing, on this hobby?
Because I'm guessing that, like, these suits are not cheap.
No, those suits can cost upwards of $10,000. Like, even a shitty one's like $3,000, $4,000.
For what? So somebody can open up the hatch and fuck your butt?
Open the hatch.
What? For what? For what fucking purpose? For what fucking reason?
It's a sexual thing.
It has to be.
It has to be.
It has to be. Has to be.
There is a, is it called Fur Fest? Is that the name of the convention? I think that's what it's called, right?
Probably. I'm assuming.
And I don't know if they do it in Atlanta. I think it's actually a lot more out west somewhere. But in that down the rabbit hole video, there's a large portion of that video is dedicated to just like all the different times that they tried to get Fur Fest off the ground, like as a convention, like as a fur con, whatever. And they just ran into so many issues with degeneracy and getting kicked out of the hotels. Like, hotels wouldn't allow them to host their thing there anymore. And, like, they were just having a hard time having a place to host it.
No.
Because, think about this. Say you stay at the Grand Hyatt on your anniversary.
No.
Right? And you're a normal person, so you don't know what the fuck a furry is.
Right.
And you and your wife walk in. And there's fucking furries everywhere, all in the lobby,
jerking off,
milling about, grinding on one another, humping some guy's dog.
Yeah, humping a fucking chair in the corner.
Yeah, they're fucking each other in the elevator. This is what these people do. There's an email correspondence between one of the people who like put on the convention and like the hotel staff or whatever. They were. The hotel owner and the guy who was trying to put on the convention so everybody could have a place to do this got into an elevator together, and she like leaned against the wall or something and got semen all over her pants. And he's trying to convince her to let them do this thing here because this particular guy was trying to say, hey, it's not a sexual thing. Yeah. We're just...
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, well, my sticky pants suggest otherwise.
Well, I've got jizz on my leg.
Yeah, that hasn't happened before. I don't know. It's just fucking weird.
But yeah, if you get a chance, go watch the Super Cringe Thursday video. It's horrific. Yeah. If I had to see it, then so do you.
Then so do you. It's amazing. I keep thinking we're going to run out of cringe.
And we don't.
And we never do. There's always...
They're creating new cringe every day.
There's always something.
Yeah, I thought this bit would have been done by now. But...
Yeah, no, we've managed to do 83 episodes in a row. I guess technically this is episode 84. So yeah, hello and welcome to episode 84. I've got to find time to get all those episodes uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them that are done, but I got a lot more to do. Like every week, there's another one, so it's like I gotta
usually it takes a long time in order for it to process it and everything.
I just like even if all I did was sit down here and do it, I could probably get 7 of them done in a day.
No.
But the biggest issue is I got to find a cord for that hard drive because that's where all of our episodes are stored on.
I don't know if we talked about it, but I know that because YouTube for the most part has kind of sanitized the platform. There's still some fucking crazy shit that gets said in the comments and everything.
Oh yeah, you're never gonna stop that as long as you have a public open forum. Yeah.
However, I was watching something on Rumble the other day, and went in the comment section. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" I was like, some of the most anti-Semitic, racist shit I have ever read in my life.
Yeah,
and then there's no response to it. Everybody's like, "Nah."
Yeah, that's just how it is here at Rumble. I
was like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Rumble, attracts a certain demographic. And I think that was the purpose. Because I think what they saw was a lot of people who were disenfranchised with social media.
Right.
And they said, well, we can make a social media for those people.
Right.
Like, and it's going to be a rough house.
Yeah.
But it's just what we're going to have to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, I think there are some people that have been taken, they have been deplatformed that should not be deplatformed. I don't think deplatform works, first of all.
I think it vindicates people.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to convince anyone that was following this person or was a fan of this person that was the right move. Yeah. It's not going to fucking happen.
It's just going to they're going to feel more, like I said, vindicated. Like, oh, they muted them because they have something to say.
Right. And it's like, and I am of the mindset that the only way in order to correct bad speech is with good speech.
Yeah.
It's like, so if you are muting one half of the conversation, it's like no matter how fucking crazy it is.
Yeah.
As like you kind of have to let it ride.
Yeah. You got to have both sides.
Yeah. You could be like, hey man, like you can't like call for like the death and destruction of people. Like we're not going to like we're going to take that video down. Yeah. We will continue to take your videos down if you do that. Like, however, like if the person just releases a video where they're just being like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, they're like, I don't believe that the current administration has our best interest at heart.
Yeah.
That's different than them coming on and saying, you know, I want all black people to die.
Right.
That's very different.
Yeah. It's like, and the person definitely could have a video like that and then another video that says, I want all black people to die.
Yeah.
It's like, but you should take down that video and still let the other video stand.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we know that this person's a fucking crackpot weirdo.
Yeah.
It's like, but all you're doing is you're going to push them into a corner of the internet like they are now.
It's going to exacerbate
the problem. And it's going to exacerbate the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, like with Truth Social.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw where Donald Trump had made a post where he called the Attorney General, Latita, whatever her name is, called her a monkey.
Oh, Jesus
She's
Christ.
A black woman.
Oh, no.
He didn't so much. He didn't like come right out and say Latita is a monkey.
Yeah.
He kind of just had like a boomer moment where he kind of called it like monkey business or something, but you know, he didn't have the wherewithal to know that you can't really do that in the same breath that you're talking about a black person.
Jesus Christ. Quit monkeying around.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Yeah, what's all this monkey business?
Yeah, like you can't do that, Don.
Can I just say that monkey business is one of my favorite words because it just like it gives you this image of like, oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of people just acting like fucking insane. Like a bunch of monkeys. We're in this room right now.
There was a bunch of chimps in here with us.
This is monkey business.
Yeah. I just imagine like a bunch of chimps like sitting around like a table, like wearing suits. Somebody's like catered it.
They're just sitting there with like papers.
Yeah. Like when it's something like they like all start freaking out. Well, it's sort of like there's like that, and then who was it? Was it Roseanne got in trouble for doing this? Mm-hmm. Apparently, you can't say monkey bars anymore.
Monkey bars?
Yeah, like at a playground, like that's frowned upon.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Is
it that thing where they think anything monkey related they must be talking about black people?
Yeah, it's some fucking.
That's so racist. How do they not see that?
Number one, you're racist for assuming
you're the one drawing that conclusion.
Exactly, not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Up until now, it was just monkey bars, and that's all it was.
Right. Well, it's sort of like there's a thing like apparently the state of Oregon has essentially said that test scores or something along the lines. I'm going to fuck this up.
I saw that. I know what you're talking about.
That's racist because black people are inherently worse at it than all the other races. It's like, no, that sounds racist to me that you've insinuated.
Yeah,
that.
It said that students will no longer need to pass in reading and writing in order to move up to like the next grade, and they were citing harm to minority students. So the reason that students don't have to learn to read and write anymore is because of minority students. That's what they came out and said. It's like, do you not understand? First of all, it seems like you know that there is an issue in the minority community.
No.
That these people are having a hard time learning to read and write. And instead of addressing that issue, you're just sweeping it under the rug.
You're just going to take everybody else and drag them down.
Yeah. If one of us sucks, we all have to suck.
Right.
Like, why would it... I don't understand. It's just the wrong choice every single time.
It's just fucking lazy.
It is.
It's just fucking... instead of, like you said, actively trying to fix the issue and being like, what can we do?
What can we do to help these kids learn to fucking read and write?
What can we do to help these kids learn to read and write?
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, the basis of, like, can you function in society?
Yeah.
Like, instead of doing that, you just go, no, that's racist. It's like, under what pretext? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? What the fuck are we talking about?
What are we going to do?
It's like, okay, under that line of thinking, would that mean that any black person that writes a book, they're racist too?
Yeah.
They're a race traitor because they can read and write?
Yeah.
The fuck are we... What are you talking about?
What are we going to do 30 or 40 years from now when we need doctors?
That's an idiocracy.
And pilots.
It's an idiocracy.
Yeah, it's exactly what's happening. It's really fucking scary.
Get out and baiting.
Yeah, go in baiting.
Brondo or whatever.
That's got what plants crave. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is, if these minority students are having a hard time learning to read and write, and here's the thing, I'm not unaware of the fact that a lot of your academic success hinges on what your home life is like.
Oh yeah,
especially when you're a kid. I mean, obviously when you're a kid, because that's when you're doing your schooling.
Right.
And if you have a kid who goes home and he has a mom and a dad that love him and feed him and enrich him,
no,
he's going to have a lot easier of a time learning and
read books
and reading books and stuff like that. But if you have a kid who goes home and there's no one there and he doesn't really have any food, and the only thing that is available for him to do is hang out outside with all these other people who are not doing anything, beneficial.
Not great.
Yeah.
They can't read or write.
He's obviously, number one, probably going to have no interest in the kind of mundanity of what school is.
Right.
And number two, he's going to have a hard time, succeeding in that arena. So the fix, it can't be fixed in the school.
Right.
It has to be fixed outside of the school.
Right.
And I think that just pretending like it's not happening is not the answer. And letting them like pass on into the next grade is not the answer either. Because about 4 or 5 grades into this thing, it's going to become a real issue.
You've lost that kid.
Yeah.
You're never getting them back.
There's a lot of teachers who have come out and said that like there has been irreversible damage because of the pandemic and making kids do the learn from home thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like those kids, like there are kids who are like in the 8th grade who have like a 3rd grade reading level, and it's like, and that's how it is on the whole. Like most of those kids have like a 3rd grade reading level, and behavioral issues, and just all this other shit.
Well, not only that, but kids that come from bad situations, when they go to school, most of the time that is the only 2 meals that they will get that day.
Yeah. That was true when we were kids.
Breakfast and lunch. Yeah, that's always, I think that's probably pretty much always been the case.
Yeah.
It's like, but like you said, unless you have parents that are actively involved, that are reading to their children, that are doing the homework with their children, they're like actively trying to teach them. Yeah. It's like, it makes it hard for, especially little boys. Yeah. It makes it hard for any kid to be able to be successful at school.
Yeah.
It's almost damn near impossible. Yeah. It's because as a kid, it's like you don't have the self-discipline to sit down and fucking do schoolwork.
No, you can't make yourself do it.
No.
It's when you're fucking 7.
Yeah. It's like your prefrontal cortex has not... Yeah. Hasn't developed yet.
It hasn't developed.
It's like you have no inhibition control. You run purely off emotion.
Yep.
And it's just like, I don't... And just saying that the whole thing is fucked and corrupt and that they shouldn't have to read or be able to read or write. It's like you're not helping anyone here.
It's just you're just hand waving this issue away by calling everything racist.
You're just making it to where you don't have to do a whole bunch of work and you get paid a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
It's like, and you're fucking the next generation. It's like, and you've made them so dumb now because they can't read or fucking write. Yeah. Is that they don't know that you're fucking them.
Yeah. They have no idea that they're being screwed.
They have no idea that they're being fucked by the system.
Yeah. And and then it's even worse too when you look at like how other countries are doing academically with their students. I mean, look at China. I mean, those kids in like 3rd grade are doing algebra. And you have kids over here in the 3rd grade who can't fucking speak.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's very concerning. And I don't know if there is a fix to it.
Well, and there's instances where, like in lower income families where either both parents are working all the fucking time, or you have a single parent that is working, that they can't spend the time necessary in order to teach the child. Yeah. It's like, but then you also have middle class families that have been so captured by this culture of diagnosing everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That they self-diagnose and medicate, and they're worthless to their fucking children, too.
Yep. Anytime the kid starts acting like a kid,
right,
they just shove a bunch of pills in his mouth.
No. It's like, and so you're creating a fucking problem there. So it's like kids are getting it from fucking both sides.
Yeah.
It's like,
bad.
None of it's fucking good.
No, it's real bad. I saw this thing the other day. It was a picture of Gomer Pyle sitting there, or Private Pyle, sitting there with that 1,000-yard stare, and it was like an 8-year-old boy when he has to go outside for 5 minutes, so they give him brain-numbing pills and tell him he's gay. It is. I mean, it's so frustrating because you're looking at like. These kids who are struggling to learn how to read and write and do math and just very fucking basic things, and they're spending all this time teaching them about all the different ways to be gay. How is that going to help them get a job?
Right.
How is that going to help them learn how to navigate life? Like, what are we doing here?
No. Well, it has nothing to do with your academic career and be able to provide for yourself.
No.
It's like that is a personal experience that certain people go through and some people don't.
Yeah.
It's like, and it has nothing to do with, like, as a teacher, your job should be to educate the next generation.
Yeah.
That way that they have a better quality of life than the generation before them. It's like, but that's not what's going on anymore.
Yeah. And you got to wonder, why is it not going the other direction? Why is there not a mass of teachers telling kids about how to be straight? It's only going one way.
No.
It's only going, that direction. And I don't understand why they think that's normal, but the opposite is not.
Well, and there's backlash now to the whole deal. So, and a lot of people are pulling their children out of public schools because they have lost their faith in that institution. So a lot of people are pulling their children out of public schools and they're homeschooling them now.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really know how, like, I know that it probably stunts social development. Yeah. Definitely, because I know that having interacted with kids that come from homeschooling when I was in high school, they're like, you're a fucking weirdo, dude.
There's just little social cues that they don't pick up on. Kids need to be around other kids.
Right. It's like, and I know that, like, there's, from what I've read, because I was like, what the fuck is going on with this, like, homeschooling deal? Because it seems like there's all these people pulling their kids out of fucking private or out of public schools. And it seems like the way that they're doing it now is that you have, like, a contingency of parents. Like, if you have, like, a bunch of stay-at-home moms or whatever, and, like, they'll all pick a different subject, and they will teach the subject, and then all the kids will get together. So you have, like, a group of, like, 3 or 4 or 5 kids. Yeah. So at least, like, they're getting some type of social interaction with, like, other kids, as opposed to, like, just being at home with their parent all day long. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't know. The public school system is in a bad fucking spot right now. Yeah. And I don't have enough faith in elected officials to fix it, because they don't seem to fix fucking anything. They just make it worse.
No, they don't. Has anything ever been fixed?
I don't think so. I just think it progressively gets worse over time.
I don't think it has. I think our standards just keep lowering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, clearly they are. They're saying these kids don't have to learn how to read and write. Just lower the standards.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like that way, but I know that with my daughter's school, I mean, I don't remember ever really doing homework as a kindergartner.
Yeah.
And she is picking out words and like has reading comprehension.
Really?
And I'm just like, I never fucking did that as a kindergartner.
No,
so I guess they're doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to take away like all credit from them.
Yeah.
Like I see it with my daughter.
Somebody somewhere has got to be trying.
Somebody somewhere is trying. And like I honestly think that her school does a decent job of like trying to teach them. And like they do have like STEM programs and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's just like, and it might be that, you know, with the news that comes out, is of course like everybody's going to highlight the worst possible scenario of like what is actually happening. So I mean, I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell if anything's as bad as they're saying it is,
right? Or
if anything is as bad as they're not saying it is.
Right, exactly. It's like if they're saying it's this bad, then what are they trying to cover up?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I guess it just depends on what your particular outlook is on education. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, we also have a lot of educators in our family.
Right.
Our mom and I think both of our aunts are in education.
Right. Grandmother was in education. So, you know, it didn't help me a damn bit. My dumb ass. But we, you know, I think they have a lot of, they see it. I've talked to, you know, one of our aunts about it before. Like, you know, how much of this are you seeing, you know, in the curriculum, like in the approved curriculum? Like, how much are you seeing of this, like, you know, trans ideology and gender, this, that, the other? She was like, it's bad. She was like, it's so pervasive. So like it's getting in the way of regular academia. Yeah, and that should never be the case.
No, like there is no place for that discussion in school.
No, especially not with children, prepubescent children, at all.
Absolutely not. It has no place in school.
No.
It's if they were in there teaching your kids about Christianity, let's say, in a public school, they would all flip their fucking lids.
No.
And they would complain about why is that being taught to my kid that has no place in school? It's like, well, that cuts both ways.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the strange thing is that especially with people that are very secular, like atheist, it's like they treat the trans ideology as a religion. Yeah. In some ways, they're very fervent with their support, the same way you would have with a radicalized Muslim or a radicalized Christian.
And then they commit violence.
On behalf of that ideology as well. You're right.
You know, we call that terrorism. So.
You know, it just, you look at it and you go, oh, like that's what this is. It's a religious cult.
Yeah.
It's like you.
It's just another thing you worship.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost as if religion is kind of baked into our DNA. It's like.
Yeah. I think that people have
they're looking for meaning.
They're looking for a thing to belong to.
Right.
And I think that's why people that have no hobbies end up getting sucked into stuff like that.
Right.
Like people
getting sucked into like QAnon and
QAnon for sure and all that stuff. I think that one of the most concerning things is the unfiltered access that people have to the internet, in which they are able to espouse their ideas.
Yeah.
Now, granted, me and Wesley have sat here and recorded 84 episodes of us doing
but
that.
Y'all keep fucking listening.
Doing that exact thing. But
I'm putting it on you. I'm going to gaslight the fuck out of you. You keep listening to this.
Yeah. But there's a danger there when you have people who have nothing to do and they get just fucking sucked into this one person's stream of consciousness.
Right.
I mean, like we talked about last episode, all those kids that are looking up to Andrew Tate and all the shit he's doing.
No.
they look up to that.
Right.
They aspire to that.
Right.
That's a problem.
It's not good. It's really bad.
It's really bad. And, it comes down to the parents. Again, you have to be the one who kind of curtails, those forays into that ideology. You have to be the one to help your child navigate all that information.
It's like, I can't imagine, and I have sympathy for kids these days that just have unlimited access
to the internet.
Yeah.
Social media.
I can't imagine being 7 years old and just unfettered access to fucking tits and ass. And
I could have easily been radicalized.
And fucking beheading videos.
Yeah. The one thing that I think solidified my sexuality was Gadget from Rescue Rangers. I think she was my first crush.
Yeah.
No, it was Miss Piggy.
Yeah, it was Miss Piggy.
Yeah. Maybe I just have a thing for blondes.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter if it's a pig or a rat.
I remember, my first crush was the Pink Ranger from...
The Pink Ranger.
Yeah, from Power Rangers.
Nice.
There's something about her.
Something's going on here.
I don't know what it is.
I just want to grind against her leg like a dog.
I just want to follow her around. I'm not sure what I want to do, but I just want to be there.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's about all we got time for today, everybody. So once again, as always, thank you so much for listening. If we were wrong about anything, make sure you write in. You let us know.
There's a good chance that we are.
There's a good chance that we are, and we'll read a correction here on I'm Sorry. Also, if there's any topics or anything you'd like for us to discuss, feel free to send us an email at thickboypodcast@gmail.com, or you can just message us on Facebook. That's where we're most active. Do you have anything you want to close with?
Nope. As always, here's the spiel. If you are listening and you enjoyed the podcast, make sure that you leave a like, rating, or review on your preferred podcast platform. If we're not on your preferred podcast platform, let us know. Send us an email. Hit us up on the Facebook page. And we'll look to get it to wherever it is that you enjoy watching. Like Gary said, he's working on getting the episodes uploaded to YouTube, so that'll be just another place where you can go and watch and listen to the podcast. But like I said, if there's anywhere that we aren't currently, let us know, and we'll try our best to get there.
Yep. Sounds good. Well, all right, everybody, that's the podcast. Thank you, and goodbye.